Everybody, this is the episode 6 of the season 5 of Weston, Westeros.
Yep.
Season 2 of this podcast, season 5 of the show.
Yep.
I explain that every time.
It's good to explain.
Yeah.
So our viewers, listeners,
Yep.
know what it is we're talking about.
That's true.
Where we're at, what we're doing, how we are.
You don't have to listen to these in order if you don't want to.
You could jump around like a crazy man or woman.
Right.
We have lady listeners.
Yeah, a couple.
So eat it.
I'm related to most of them.
Yup. You didn't have to say that.
Before we start this podcast, I want to tell everybody what we did today. We did not go to Culver's, which we normally do.
No. Or the Alamo, which we did
last time.
So, yeah.
We didn't go to Culver's tonight. Where did we go, Adam?
It's a nice little burger joint. It's called Red Robin.
Ooh.
They specialize in burgers. They have French fries as well.
Right.
They have a sauce called Campfire Sauce. It's a mix of two of my favorite sauces, barbecue and ranch. There's a seasoning for your fries. It's really good.
Yep.
Weston got the Tavern.
I got the Pig Out Tavern, which it was a cheeseburger, but it had bacon and then bacon aioli and lettuce and then more bacon. It was outstanding.
Triple bacon.
Yeah.
I got the A1 burger, A1 peppercorn burger.
Yep.
Again, very tasty. I enjoyed it. I have no complaints about the restaurant except the cocktail that I got at noon because I'm a raging alcoholic. And I couldn't help it. It was like it was a beer cocktail, and it was a mix of Blue Moon and some other funky liquors, and they put it in a can. That was very solid. Wasn't too impressed. It was too sweet, way too sweet. I should have known better. I should have just got the lemonade.
I got a freckled lemonade, which I get there every time. It's super good. It's strawberry lemonade. I can't get better than that.
I should have just got like a classic beer or the freckled lemonade. But I didn't. And sometimes you just got to try something like this podcast. If you're trying it out for the first time, you might not like it. What we say might not be to your liking. Hail Satan. But... you know, you gotta try it. I was kind of hoping it would be like a beer and a cocktail, because then I could then it'd be I'd be getting my money's worth. No dice.
No.
So,
but the
c'est la vie.
The food was really good.
Food was really good.
I've introduced Adam to 2 burger places in the last year.
3.
3.
If you count the Alamo.
Yeah. Okay. Well, the 3 places. 2 have been at restaurants. One's a movie theater. But
3 places that serve burgers.
Right. Burgers are my favorite food.
Love them.
Yeah, that's my favorite food. That and probably Italian food and then Mexican food are my top 3.
That's like all I eat.
Yeah, I can't think. I can't think of anything else that I eat besides that.
Like what falls out? I guess Chinese sometimes when I'm feeling like really
barbecue chicken.
Yeah,
I like that.
That's like American.
Yeah.
I love American food.
Yeah. Anywho, we recommend Red Robin's, but we're still trying for the Culver sponsorship. But Red Robin, you can come in and sponsor us. We'll sing your praises.
Yeah, beggars can't be choosers, and we're not beggars, but we're also not choosers.
Yeah.
So, whoop whoop whoop.
With further ado, I don't know where I was going with that.
Without any further
ado, let's get to the episode.
Let's get it going.
All right. This one was a little controversial for something near the end, which we will cover, and I think we have some ideas about that everybody else has, and it's not unique at all. But you don't listen to that for that, but you listen because you know us probably, and that's just what we do.
Yep.
So we start with the scene that is like 3 books long in the books, but like they're gonna do it in one season where Arya's training to be a Power Ranger with Jack and Hagar. So, if you want to take the point, you were very opinionated on this.
I just think these are just stupid, boring scenes. To be honest, she's washing corpses, and the waif is coming in, and the waif just looks like a bitch. And she's like, "What are you doing? Blah blah blah. Don't walk down those stairs. You're not ready yet." And like, I just don't care. In the books, it's a lot more atmospheric. It's a lot cooler. Like everything about it. In the books, I shouldn't say that because it could still happen.
Oh yeah. Okay.
That could still happen.
Yeah. Okay. But, yeah.
In the books, like she has to be different people. Like she has to live a life as like someone who sells fish to people in Bravos and report back and say what she learns every day. Like she has to learn how to be other people. The whole training exercise in this seems to be like how to sweep floors and wash dead people. Sorry, that's not going to help you kill anybody. Or do anything.
It's like it's cool that you're proving your dedication, but that's not really going to. I don't know. I don't think that's as important as the training that happened in the books.
Yeah. And we're sticking with just characters, right? We're not going scene by scene.
Well, yeah. We'll just do that. Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah.
you have any? I didn't know if you had any more.
I thought you were gonna.
No.
Okay.
So yeah, the scene's going all right. We're seeing. I think they're just setting up something bigger. I don't know if it'll come this season, but we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I do like the lying game. I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
When she's talking to Jack and Hagar and saying how she ended up there, and she's telling a story, which I bet a lot of people who just have seen the show actually think she's telling the truth with everything she says, but she isn't. She throws in subtle little lies in there. Like she says she's kidnapped by Polliver when it's really the Hound. And every time he lies, Jack smacks her with his little stick. He like Adrian Peterson's her every time. Every time.
Nice.
And I like that scene because it's very subtle, and they're like two of my favorite characters, and blah 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 blah. And at the end, she's like talking about the Hound and how she let him die, and she goes, "I hated him," and he smacks her, and she's like, "What the fuck?" She's like, "I did hate him," and he smacks her, and he's like, "A girl lies to herself and to me." Which he should have said his name in like third person to be more faceless Manny, but
Well, that's
I
alright.
thought it was cool.
Yeah, it was a good scene. Different than the books, but I can see why they're streamlining it. That seems to be the big theme of why they do stuff differently, to streamline either characters, stories, locations, which is understandable. The books don't have a budget because you're reading pieces of dead tree and hallucinating, so that's how books work. If you think about it.
Yeah, more or less.
Yeah. So
that's pretty true. But I mean, so the end of the Arya scene in this, she's derping around in the temple, training, sweeping, cleaning, just being fucking quiet and awesome. And this dude brings his daughter in, and she probably has cancer or something. She's suffering every day, and he's trying to give her the gift of the faceless god. And she doesn't want to drink the water. She knows it'll kill her. And Arya's like, it's kind of creepy, really. Arya goes up to her and talks to her and says, I used to be just like you. I drank this water, and it cured me. So he kind of tricks. She kind of tricks the girl into drinking the water and dying, which by all accounts is a very peaceful way to go. I might drink the water when I had cancer. Like, why not? Because no one's gonna cure cancer when you're
in Westeros.
In Westeros,
they don't have chemo.
They can't even cure like a bitten off ear or like a stubbed toe in Westeros.
Yeah, it's bad. Blood poisoning.
So Arya gets that done. Girl drinks it. Girl dies, and Jack and Hagar's like, "All right, let's go downstairs. I'm gonna show you all these faces." And they go down to this really cool room where there's like giant pillars with alcoves, and in every alcove there's a face, and that's how the faceless men change who they are. They get these faces that they can wear. And it's more sorcery. They don't like sew the faces on like Buffalo Bill. It's more.
I'm just curious that somebody gets the DVDs or whatever and zooms in on all the faces and see how many famous ones there are.
Oh yeah,
like there's like Jay Leno in the background or something.
Jay Leno of all of everyone to pick. Jay Leno, Kobe Bryant's in there.
Yeah, probably Kobe Bryant.
Kobe Beef Bryant.
All right.
Weston Corbett.
Maybe.
Star of Weston on Westeros.
Star is very loosely used in this context. So.
It's your name.
That's true.
It's not my name.
All right, so we go from there. We go to Dorne. Which is we see Bronn singing, which he is a singer.
The Dornish man's wife is Yeah.
I am Lord.
I killed it. Lord.
Nice, good job. We go there. They're still on their quest to get Myrcella, which is like 6 episodes long. So, okay, I mean, I guess it's gonna take a while, but whatever. So they go there, but then they cut to Dorne, and Myrcella's just kissing this boy. Like, is he just a random boy? Is he important? Like,
you know the answer.
I do know the answer. Do you know the answer?
Yes, he's important.
Yeah, he's very important.
He's an important dude.
You should know this. Like, Mary should know this. Like, everybody should know this.
His name rhymes with Christane Cartel.
He's the Crown Prince of Dorne.
Tristane.
So, yeah, so
he's got curly hair like a bitch.
He likes Myrcella. They're like kissing, like they're kissing a lot. Like Jaime sees him kissing, and then Jaime's like, "Ew, they're not even related."
He's like Myrcella. She's like in the heart of like a very nice teenage makeout session. Like if you've ever been a teenager and made out, they're probably having a better session than you did because they're both pretty people, and it like doesn't seem awkward. He's like, I wish I could project my face into this, but he's kind of like a sensual fish. He's just like, and she's all into it. But all right, so let's.
Yeah. So Bronn, they were singing. They came in. Now we'll go over their plan.
I just want to point out that I hate everything that's happening in Dorne right now. It's so different from the books, and like their whole plan is stupid. Like what they're doing is a big deal. They're going to basically kidnap a princess. Okay, and their plan is really, I guess, kind of made up from the beginning.
Yeah,
because the fact that they got the uniforms is an accident because they didn't want to be taken by a patrol. So the fact that they're even in these uniforms is a surprise, and they fall in with a column of like Dornish people going to the water gardens. And the whole plan is just to like break off from the main column and just grab Marcel and go. Like no one's gonna notice that. Like
they're playing.
Doran Martell's always in the water gardens, like looking at people.
Yeah.
And you got Hoto who's always like, bro, I can use my axe real good.
I've seen better plans from like guys robbing gas stations. Like seriously.
For myself, trying to figure out what I'm doing with the rest of my life.
Is that really better though?
No, but it's not good.
Yeah.
But I'm just trying to show that they're basically on par with that.
Okay, cool.
It's not good.
Anywho, so they go in there and then they catch him kissing, and she's like, Uncle Jamie. He's like, Uncle? Oh, Uncle. Yeah, right.
I thought you were gonna call me Daddy.
Yeah. So he's like, we gotta go. And then she's like, I don't wanna. And she's like, you're my boyfriend. And he's like, hi, I'm Tristan, and I'm the king, or the prince.
I am Tristan Martell.
Someday I will be king. It will be totally awesome. And then Jamie's like, well, that's cool and all, but we gotta go. And then Bronn's like, son, give him some room. They gotta talk. And then Tristan's like, no, I will defend her honor. And then Bronn's like, don't do anything stupid. And he starts to unsheath his sword, and Bronn just straight out punches him. He's like, that was stupid.
Yeah, because Tristan sees like the blood on Bronn's shirt and shit. It's like, okay, this guy obviously probably not like the nicest dude in the world.
He's definitely scrapped a few times. But so the fighting breaks out, but then guess what? Like everybody shows up in this one place at one time.
At the same time, yeah.
So the three sand snakes are there, and they all have their own weapons, kind of like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Like they all use their own weapons and everything. And yeah. So
one has two daggers. One has a whip.
Yep.
I think the whip is Tien, if I remember from the books. And one has a spear. I think that's Obara.
Yeah, that is. You're right.
Fucking Obara. She's such like a. I hate Obara.
Yeah, she's a goober.
What's her name? Obara. And I thought this whole fight was stupid. It was kind of like Monty Python-esque. Like it really. Okay, Bronn should have been able to take one pretty quickly. Jamie should have been killed immediately because he has no sword to hand. And these girls are supposedly really good fighters.
They're still little girls.
Yeah. They're young ladies. Little girls.
So they're having a hard time fighting and everything, and then but the fight goes on. Jamie gets knocked over, but he kind of holds his own. Bronn's definitely holding his own.
Bronn's taking two of them out at the same time. And Bronn is dead, though. We should point that out. Probably dead. Because
he got slashed with the spear, which, by the way, if Obara is anything like her dad, probably poisoned it.
Yeah.
So he's not long for this world.
And that's at the very end of the fight, too. Like, literally right before Hota shows up.
Yeah, and he breaks up the party. That Obara's like, I'm Oberyn's daughter. Like, I can do what I want.
She goes, I fight for Dorne. Who do you fight for? And he's just like, drop your weapons.
Yeah,
again.
Like, knock it off.
You made me say this twice. Have you seen my poleaxe? Did you see what I did to Aerys Oakheart? Oh, wait, I forgot. He's not even in this. Neither is your fucking cousin, who's the princess of Dorne, or that entire storyline. Marcella still has an ear.
Yep.
Where's Darkstar? Oh, doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist, no.
So never mind.
There's like 800 characters that you guys will never know unless you read the books.
But this man's wife is hotter than her.
So they go... And the fighting stops, and they have they have a nice little talk, and they're like, "Hey, we gotta break this up. Like, we gotta break this up, but also like we're not gonna come back to this for the rest of the show." So then we go to Tyrion and Jorah, and they're chilling, and Jorah's looking at his grayscale. It's not getting better.
No,
and it's not a rash.
No, he's established that.
Yeah, it's not. He did put some water on it, but I don't think that helped. So he's definitely dying of grayscale, which is like everybody's favorite characters are dying now because this is Game of Thrones, but instead of just like dying all at once, it's slow and painful and we don't know when it's coming, but it is coming, so it's inevitable, so you're really sad.
And we don't know who they are, and we've read the books. Like Jorah doesn't die in the books. Barristan doesn't die in the books. Bronn doesn't exist in the books anymore.
Yeah.
He's alive.
Yeah,
and
he's
married and happy.
I do feel bad for Bronn because the whole time he was like, I want to just stay and like live my life, and Jamie's like, one more ride, dude. Let's do one more ride.
Doesn't that happen in like every movie ever though? He's like, come on, like the cops, like I just got one more day till I retire. One more day, I'm gonna go out on this easy traffic stop, just have a nice relaxing day, and they like pull over the wrong car and it's filled with Mexican gangbangers. Like, hey, ¿qué pasó?
Yeah, it's not good for anybody.
No, I doubt they say "que paso" either. I don't think that's something they would shout in the event of murder. Right.
So Jorah and Tyrion are chilling, and then he's got his arm. It's all grayscaley, and then they go and they say, Tyrion's like, I met your dad this one time. He was really chill. Like I went up north. He was up there, and he's like really cool.
Well, because remember, like he asked him how why, like Tyrion's like, you didn't think to ask why I'm like in Volantis alone? And Jorah's like, no, I'm sure you go to whorehouses all the time. Tyrion's like, I killed my dad. I killed my dad.
He was making me mad. He made me throw away my CDs.
I had to run over all my Xbox games with a lawnmower. So yeah, he's just like, I killed my dad. He tried to kill me for a crime I didn't commit, and he was fucking the woman I love. He says to Jorah, he says, you can feel sorry for yourself all you want, but at least your dad was a good man. And Jorah's like, what do you know about my father?
And he's like, I went to the north. He was pretty chill. He was like a nice guy. Too bad he died though and everything. And Jorah's like, what?
And Jorah just doesn't say anything. He's just got his face like all sad. I know in the commentary at like the end of the episode, they were like, oh man, it's just amazing how much grief he could show without saying a word. It's like, I can do that too. You just go, you can't see my face, but rest assured, I look very sad right now. Look like I'm trying to cope with grief. You can ask Weston.
He's coping pretty hard.
No.
So Jorah finds out his dad's dead. That's not cool.
That's a bum. That sucks.
Yeah. So they're walking a little more, and they're like, well, I hope we don't get captured by slaver. And then some slavers come, and they get captured, and they're like, all right, well, kill. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna kill both of them, but we're gonna cut off Tyrion's dick and then sell it because it's worth a lot. And then Tyrion's like, no, Jorah's like a super dope fighter. And then the guy's like, he's 60. And then Jorah's like, I killed a Dothraki stormtrooper by myself with a lightsaber. So
they're like, a lightsaber? What is this lightsaber?
And he's like, oh, sorry, I was writing some fanfic earlier. Anywho, I killed a Dothraki super trooper. Yeah, like, when you do that, he's like 2 minutes from meow. There. Okay, that's enough pop culture references for the day. But no, he's like, he killed a Dothraki. He's like, I am a good fighter. I don't care how old I am. And then they're like, Tyrion's like, well, you can't kill me because like if you try to sell a dwarf dick and you don't have the dwarf there, nobody's gonna buy it. They're like, yeah, that's kind of true. We need to look at the horse in the mouth.
Yeah, they're like, well, obviously it'd be a dwarf-sized cock, and Tyrion goes, guess again. So Tyrion, it's established, has a monster dong.
Well,
he said, well, we knew that.
Everybody needs hobbies.
We knew that.
Yeah, we already knew that.
Yeah.
So then the slaver's like, well, I guess if you do that, we can't kill either of them, so like, whatever.
We'll take them to Marine, right where they want to go, just because Jorah's good at fighting. That makes total sense.
Right.
Just kidding, it doesn't, but that's what they're going to do. They're going to go find a cock merchant and a fighting pit Marine.
Yeah, because cock merchants exist. They're just, it's like what they do.
It's a cock merchant.
It's their job.
You'd make a good cock merchant.
No, I don't think so.
I can see it in your eyes. You look like you get the look of a cock merchant. Those glasses. You could slang some dong, dude. Some severed dong. It's a compliment. It's a compliment.
Anywho,
I bet you could tell a dwarf dong.
Damn.
You would know right away.
Yeah, okay, this is getting weird. Anywho, we go to King's Landing. King's Landing. Well, we go right outside King's Landing, and Olenna's rolling up in her Rolls Royce, and she's like, it smells like poop. And she's like,
as always.
Yeah, because King's Landing smells bad. Like, if you didn't know that, you've never watched the show before. That's like, everybody knows King's Landing smells bad.
Yep, it's very established.
It is known. So,
it is known.
They go to King's Landing, and Olenna's like, so I heard my grandkid got arrested. And Marjorie's like, yeah, dude, I totally heard that too. Like, I was here, like, I was in town when it happened. And then Olenna's like,
Not cool.
Yeah, she's like, so he's gay. It's not a big deal. Like, Renly was gay. Like, everybody's chill with it. Like, there's so many gay people in this universe.
I think she refers to them as pillow biters, which I think is kind of funny.
Yeah, Olenna doesn't pull any punches. So, but she goes, all right, well, let me talk to Cersei about this, which was like the biggest bitch.
Biggest battle of bitches ever in King's Landing.
It was so good.
It was sweet.
So, excuse me, I yawned. Throw Olenna off. Cersei was just like, acting like she was writing in her journal when she came in, and she's like, "Dear diary, Olenna came today. I don't like her." Frowny face.
They don't call her the Queen of Thorns for nothing. Ow. She's so
Hope
mean.
tomorrow's better. But then Olenna's like, put your fucking pen down. You're not writing shit, dude. I know you. I know everything about you because I am you in a way, but I'm like nicer, kind of, but
smarter, definitely.
Mm-hmm. So they're having a meeting, and then they were like, she was like, "Hey, how about you not arrest Loras? Thank you, please. I don't care if he's gay." And Cersei's like, "I didn't arrest him. The fucking crazy religious people did." So, Olenna says, "You really want to like ruin this alliance? Like, we can take all of our cool stuff away, like our wheat and like all of our soldiers, like that you need because the Empire's being held together with like nothing." So.
Oh, excuse me.
Are you alright?
Yeah, it's like one of these sips just went down the wrong pipe.
You've been coughing all episode.
Yeah, not that bad though.
Oh, okay. Well,
we'll find out when we listen to it.
Well, I mean, there's only like 4 of us that listen to it, so like one of us will let us know.
I'm sure I'll hear about it.
Yeah. Mary will correct you.
She's like, "Oh, you don't cough like a man who needs to cough."
She did text me back that Jorah's sister is the heir to Bear Island.
I thought so.
We were wondering about that because if Jorah dies and then Gior dies, Big Daddy Jay. So.
Well, Gior was you can never be.
I know because but I'm just saying he like left in the hands
Oh, okay.
of.
Yeah.
Anywho, well, back to so Olenna's like, it's not a big deal, and then Cersei's like, listen, they're gonna have like this trial. I'm sure nothing bad's gonna happen.
Yeah, it's
trials
like
don't matter in Westeros.
Well, it's like a grand jury. Like they're deciding whether they can go to a trial.
Mm-hmm. So
an inquest, they call it.
Right. Oh, excuse me again. I slept too much today, I think.
Yeah, I think I did too.
And it's beautiful out.
The heat gets you and makes you just.
But not like the last episode where we were like dying of heat exposure.
It was probably 10 degrees hotter and we had everything closed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, during the day it's not so loud out, so you don't hear the crickets and everything. You just hear him coughing. Yeah. So they go there and they're like, this High Sparrow was like, so everybody thinks you're gay. That's an abomination. We can't have that. What do you say? And then Loras is like, not guilty. And they're like, are you sure? Yes. Of everything? Yes. Super sure? Yes. Ice cream on top? Yes. So, but that, so they go, okay, thanks. Can we question Marjorie real quick, please? And Marjorie's like, hey, what's up?
She's like, I'm sort of the queen. Like,
yeah.
Do I really need to do this? He's like, well, I mean, God's kind of like the queen of the queens, so get with it.
And then instead of asking for a lawyer, which all of them should have done, do they have lawyers?
I don't know. I know they really did in medieval times. Maybe
I'm wondering if Westeros, nobody has a lawyer.
I've never heard of them. Yeah, it's always trial by combat. I feel like it always comes down to.
Right. So Marjorie goes and they go, hey, have you ever assisted him? No. Is your brother gay? No. Okay, thanks. It's like, thanks for your testimony. You guys swore by the gods and everything. We're just gonna have the surprise witness.
Yep.
Yeah, so...
And it's that blonde, like, brothel dude who was in an episode of Loras earlier, basically just, like, either they just got done banging or they were just about to start banging.
Yeah, because Marjorie opened the door and she's like, sup, homos, I'm hungry.
She's like, can we eat already? And, like, Loras is like, oh, no, I couldn't eat another bite. And they start giggling.
Right. So, that's pretty... Yeah.
So, yeah, it's like his evidence is that Loras has a birthmark the shape of Dorne on like his inner thigh, right by where his dong swings. And the dude said that like he was a squire for Loras, and Loras had like brought him into his tent, etc. And like the birthmark was the evidence. And instead of behaving like a responsible adult and being like, well, yeah, you are my squire, of course you saw me in various states of undress.
Yeah.
Loras is like, me He got real mad and like tried to tackle him, which not a good reaction.
And then the High Sparrow's like, guess what? We got you for being gay, and we got Marjorie for being a liar.
Accessory to gayness.
Yeah, so like we can kick you both out, and this is exactly what Cersei wanted because she's playing the system so well because she's so mean.
Oh, and she's like smirksing so hard right now.
Yeah.
She's like,
and then
I
Marjorie
really can't see what I'm trying to do here.
Right.
Like,
and Marjorie's like, Tommen, save me, and then Tommen's like, but my mom will be mad.
yeah,
So
Tommen
he doesn't do anything.
Never getting laid again.
Yeah,
I just want to throw that out there. I mean, he might get laid again because he's a king, but he's not. For one thing, he would never force Marjorie because he's Tommen.
Yeah.
And that's bad. Don't do that.
Yeah.
And for another thing, like, even if he did have sex with the queen, like, she is not going to be attracted to him. She's never going to be wet again, I can tell you that.
And she's never going to be enthusiastic.
No, yeah, there's never going to be any passion in the bedroom. She's never going to brag, like, oh, Tommen took me 3 times today.
Yeah, drinking wine with your hose out in the
And all
garden.
the hoes are like, oh, is that the same Tommen that, like, let you get arrested?
But, so, alright, we had, so that's setting up pretty bad. Like, they're gonna...
That's, like, really all I'm looking forward to in the show anymore.
Yeah, that's like...
That's, like, the big thing. I guess I'm lying. I'm pretty intrigued by a lot of things. North?
Yeah.
No. Littlefinger in King's Landing.
Go for it. You can have this one.
Well, Littlefinger's walking through King's Landing to talk with Cersei, and he's got 2 of his guards with him. And who does he encounter but Lancel Lannister? Ooh, who no longer goes by Lancel Lannister. He now goes by Brother Lancel. He's got a 7-pointed star branded on his face. Really creepy looking now, too. He's got wild eyes. And I gotta say, I was watching season 2 for the last couple days, and Lancel has made a very big shift. He used to be such a bitch, and now he's still a bitch, but just in a different way. Kind of crazy now. And Littlefinger, you could tell, it kind of makes him kind of uneasy. He's like, this is kind of freaky. Like, this is not how I remember King's Landing at all.
Yeah. And he's like, we have no room for flesh peddlers, and like, well, you kind of do, but okay.
Is that what I am to you? A flesh peddler?
This is most of your economy.
You need the tax money, my lord. I'm not lord, I'm Lancel. Oh, yes. Brother Lancel. Unhand me, I'm going to see the queen.
And then they were always like, what queen? Because there's like 8 of them.
Right. Too many.
And no Sir Pounce.
Still no Sir Pounce.
I don't think he's coming back.
I don't see a scenario where he would return. It's kind of a bummer. But he goes and he talks to Cersei, and he's like, oh, I couldn't find Arya. Shame on me. But, good news, I know exactly where Sansa is. The one you're really looking for. And Cersei's like, no fucking way he's with Roose Bolton. Like, are you kidding me? We made him Ward of the North. And he's like, yeah, well, he did stab his old king in the heart. So, like, you know, you shouldn't really hesitate to believe this. Yeah, really, that's about it. And he says like you should wait for Stannis to march on Winterfell, so you can just go in there and just kill everybody.
Yeah.
At the same time.
Because they're all gonna fight with each other, and then she'll just have to, just fight.
Right, and he wants to be Warden of the North. That's like his price for doing this. I think, like, he's still on Sansa's side, right? Like, he's doing this for her because he's good. This Littlefinger's crazy. I never know what's going on.
Right.
Mary would, but she sucks. So
yeah,
Mary, you're not correcting us if we ask for your advice. Okay, that's not how that works. Like, I'm asking, what is going on? Why is he doing this?
Right.
So let me know. Let us know. Call Weston tonight. Yeah.
Anywho, we go to the north next.
The north.
Yeah, this is the last scene in the show, but it's also the most controversial. So we're gonna break it down, and I'm gonna get on my soapbox, and then we're gonna finish the episode because sometimes the people who get offended by the show kind of piss me off a little bit because also it's a television show, so like calm down. And
it's the times that it's representing.
The
world that it's representing is very brutal.
I had a teacher in high school. His name, I won't say his name because he might listen. I don't know.
No, he won't. But it's
he won't.
It's good to pretend.
But if he always says something along the lines of "Don't judge the past by the standards of today."
Oh yeah, I had a teacher like that too.
So definitely, it's
called historical context.
Yeah, so I always think of it like that. But all right, so we go up north and Sansa's gonna get married to Ramsay. That's pretty gross. So, sorry. Sansa was gonna go. She's gonna go up there and get married and everything. So that's pretty cool. Like she should be excited. Wait, it's a Ramsay Bolton.
Yep, never mind.
Right. So she's pretty bummed about it. But luckily, she has a handmaiden named Miranda, who we've met before.
Yeah, Miranda, the very skinny kennel master's daughter, with like
with the super thin, with the super pointy hip bones.
Yeah, hip bones like little daggers.
Right.
Who, if you're listening, Miranda, I would still like to take you out for a nice seafood dinner. Maybe call you again.
Nice.
Maybe if you eat anything. Judging by the hip bones, you probably won't.
Right. She's a little thin. I'm getting a drink right now while you listen.
I still think it's working pretty well for you, judging by the blue.
I'm very loud.
So, yeah, Sansa's getting a bath. We don't see anything, of course.
Yeah. Oh, she's like 30 now.
Yeah, she's like 30 in the sense of, like, she's like almost 20.
Yeah. But, she's getting a bath. They wash the black out of her hair. New look, new her.
New Sansa.
This is how she gets her groove back.
Sansa, where'd your hair go, Sansa?
And she's like, I whip my hair back and forth. But, it's nice and red again, it's funny because Sophie Turner's hair in real life is blonde.
Wow, so we've gone everywhere except the real...
Yeah.
Wow. Didn't know that.
Right. You're talking about the real life too.
No, I mean, like, we've gone everywhere except blonde on the show.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
We've gone, like, black, we've gone red, I guess kind of brunette in between, because, like, it's sort of, like, sometimes, like, it's sort of brunette-ish. Maybe, but no.
Also, we found out she's 5'9" in real life. That's tall. That's a tall girl.
She's as tall as me.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
I'm 6 foot.
Weston's very tall.
I'm not very tall.
He's strapping.
Nah.
He's a strapping gentleman.
Kinda.
Super. Don't let him be modest. Daenerys, if you're listening. I wish you were listening. You got your own Khal Drogo sitting right here, drogging out.
Right. And I will, if I get stabbed, I will go see a doctor.
I'll say he's going to take some antibiotics.
Yep.
He'll live. You won't have to kill your baby. You won't have to kill your baby to make him vegetable.
What's funny is, okay, so before any of the Game of Thrones like really hit, my mom knew me and my sister watched it. And my mom likes Jason Momoa because he's from something else.
Yeah, something like probably.
Yeah, I can't remember. I think Stargate Atlantis. My mom's a big Stargate fan. Yeah. So I don't know if anybody's watched that show. I like the show. You know,
Momoa's in a few things.
Yeah, but she likes Jason Momoa because he's like big and handsome. So
I was gonna say, why do you think she likes Jason Momoa?
He's gonna be Aquaman and everything. But my mom says
she doesn't like Jason Momoa because he looks like me. I can tell you
that much. she goes, oh yeah, Jason Momoa, I know him. That's sweet that he's on Game of Thrones. I was like, Mom, he's already dead.
He's been dead for like 4 years.
Yeah. In the grand scheme of things, he was like played one of those smallest role, teeny tiny. Yeah.
Yeah, Jane Poole played a bigger role. She doesn't even exist in the show.
Sure. John Connington played a bigger role.
Is still playing a bigger role, actually.
In the books, yeah.
But I mean, in the show.
Yeah, he doesn't exist.
Who is John Connington? Oh, yeah. He's Jorah Mormont.
But,
we make no sense to people who haven't read the books.
Yeah, they're like, who are they talking about? Stop it!
Well, maybe they should fucking become a little bit more literate than they are.
Right.
What do? Like, sit at home and just watch the shows and then not read Game of Thrones?
Yeah, like, what do you do when the show's not on? The 42 weeks that it's not on during a year. What do you do?
Probably rape and murder.
Alright, anywho, we go. It's the wedding night.
Oh, we should. Whoa, sorry. One thing about the bath. So Miranda's in there and she's telling Sansa about all like the bad things that Ramsay does. Remember, she's like, "Oh yeah, you don't want to bore him. Like, you know what happens when like girls bore him? He hunts them."
Yeah.
Like, I've been on hunts like that. They're awesome. And Sansa's like, "Oh, okay. How long have you been in love with him?" I was like, "Bam!" Sansa took that so well.
Yeah. Sansa's really learning how to play the game.
Which is why the next scene that you're going to talk about kind of pisses me off.
Right.
But I'll let you talk.
The 2 scenes from now, because the wedding was like really low key, especially for Westeros. They went up and she's like, "Are you going?" It's like, you do, cool.
Good.
God see you, we're great. Yeah. All right, so nothing really happens there. They don't even feast. We don't see it. We don't see a feast.
Nope.
We don't see them drinking. We don't see anything.
Nothing.
Yeah.
There's some creepy atmospheric music.
And she's in like a white. She's in like a thick woolen white dress. Yeah. It was because it's cold up north in winter.
Oh yeah. No. Yeah. Nothing to really like get your blood flowing, but.
She had her hair done up in like a circle. On
That's
the top
actually
of her.
she had her hair did.
She did. She's gonna get her groove back.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Just like Stella.
Anywho, they go to the bedroom, and you know what happens on wedding nights, people? You play chess. So they go back to the bedroom, and
the game of bones.
But they see they're standing in the doorway, and Theon's in the doorway because he's like the
guy who gave her away.
Servant, / guy who gave her away. So he's standing there, and Ramsay has the biggest, dorkiest, toothy grin on his face, like,
I'm Ramsay.
And then Sansa's like, my lord. She's like, Ramsay's like, that was a pretty good wedding. You still a virgin? She's like, yeah. Tyrion was super nice and gentle. He like never did anything I ever didn't want to. You know, it was real chill with him. And he's like, good, because it's about to happen. And he's like, you shouldn't lie to me on your wedding night. And she's like, she's terrified. This is where we stop making jokes.
This is when you got to get on your soapbox.
So we're serious. Like this is like none of this is sometimes people don't take me seriously because I joke around so much, but sometimes I'm really serious. This is like we're really.
This is
serious.
one of those times.
So he goes, "Don't lie to me or anything." She goes, "Okay." That he just tears off her clothes and without saying anything, they don't show anything to show. You hear what happens. He goes has his way with her. And Theon has to look, and his lips are quivering. He started to cry. Because remember, for all intents and purposes, Sansa is his sister.
Yeah, they grew up together.
So,
they totally grew up together.
Yeah, so seeing this happen is like really hard for him. And that's how the show ends. Fades to black, credits, no music, which they usually do only when like a tragic, like something bad happens. Like
it's a big fucking deal what's happening right now.
Yeah, so huge. A lot of people, now after the show happened, a lot of people protested. Some people said they're not going to watch the show anymore because it was too much.
After this scene?
After this scene, yeah. People have said that.
They said the same thing after the Cersei scene.
Yeah, they said, yeah. People say that all the time. And this is what, like, it makes me mad because, like, nobody, there wasn't a lot of outrage when Daenerys got raped in the first season. That's what it was.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it is on, like, your wedding night.
Yeah.
You know, you don't choose your husband.
Yeah, and they force themselves, you know. So
did Ramsay do it a little bit more?
He probably did it a lot worse, but luckily
that's more because we know what Ramsay is,
and we didn't see anything. Luckily, which is good because I think if they showed it would have been a little too much, and then some of the protests would have been, you know,
as hot as I think Sansa is, I don't really want to see that.
Right, because like Sansa's nice and she's pretty, and everybody she's kind of sympathetic now. She has a Jaime Lannister type shift in her character. Where, like, at first she's like, oh, she's a dumb girl, and I hate her, and she loves Joffrey, you know, and then she, like, switches over.
Yeah, she redeems herself, and she's, like, kind of crafty and smart, and she's in a shitty situation.
Yeah, but, yeah, so a lot of people are protesting this, but I just, you know, the Tudors had a scene like this a lot, too, where one of the guys got married, and he just forced himself on his wife. So, I think people protesting and stuff, need to remember what's happened on the show before and what kind of show it is. Children have died in this. Farm boys have been lit on fire. Arya killed a kid.
Yeah.
With needle.
Yeah, and there's been a lot of scenes like this too, like Dothraki raping left and right.
Yep.
Like when they sack towns, like it's just.
The books are. Let me just put it this way: the books are way worse and way more graphic with this. Yeah. So,
and another thing, we were talking about this earlier, it's historical context. This is the world these people live in, you know, and it's a fantasy world, but it's obviously based in a large part on medieval times. And this stuff did happen. And we're not saying that in today's world it would be acceptable.
Yeah.
Or even that, you know, in that time that it was exactly the best thing in the world, but
I don't think
just how it was.
And you have to also look how this show displays it. They're obviously not endorsing it. Ramsay's a monster.
Yeah.
And he's doing stuff like, they're not saying it's a good thing. And it's just, it kind of makes me mad when people are like, use this for like reasons to show how much better they are than people. They're like, oh, well, I won't watch the show anymore because of this. So they're totally taking
and they
something.
will, too.
Yeah,
that's the thing. They fucking will.
Right. So it just kind of made me mad to see some of the backlash for it when there's been scenes like this already in the in the series before, in this season. There's been
it's like just because Sansa is a more prominent character and she's prettier than like the women who are getting raped by the Dothraki, does that make this scene any more unacceptable
remember
than what happened?
Craster's Keep.
Yeah, Craster's Keep. I didn't hear anything about Craster's Keep, and that's twice as fucked up.
Yeah, there's been. My point is that I think people are taking this and they kind of jump on a bandwagon. It just catches a little momentum. It just kind of upsets me that they don't. They look at the scene, they don't see this. If you were offended by the show, you should have been offended the first episode after Dany's wedding.
Mm-hmm.
You should have stopped watching that. So if you made it this far, now you're just being a hypocrite.
Well, now you just want people to pay attention to you.
Yeah.
And think that you're
There
a
was
good
a
person.
senator that said she wasn't going to watch this anymore, but you're obviously being political, so I don't...
I don't listen to most words that you people say anyways.
Yeah, right. I'm going to keep watching the show. I know everything's not perfect. I mean, it's,
I think the show's taken a pretty... I'm rewatching the second season right now, thanks to Weston, actually. He was generous enough to let me borrow his DVDs.
You gotta get... Alright, you do have to get the DVDs.
They are good. The commentaries are great.
Yeah.
They're great, but the behind the scenes are really cool.
Yeah.
But, season 2, in my opinion, is just so much better. Mm-hmm. It's so much truer to the books. The characters are cooler. I think the acting is even better. Like, everything about it is better. Mm-hmm. That being said, it's still the best show on TV. So, I'm not saying I don't like it. I'm just saying I think it's going downhill. But that might just be because I'm a huge fan of the books and, I'm mourning the loss of characters that we're never going to see.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I guess that's to be expected. When you're a fan of books, like that kind of... That will happen. And we get to be surprised by what's coming up, which is cool. Because I have no idea. No idea.
Yeah, it is really cool.
Nothing is the same anymore.
I haven't felt that since season 2. Because that's when I surpassed the book shows with the books.
Right.
Yeah, so...
I watched the show before the books. At least the first couple seasons. And a lot of people say that kills the books. I don't think it did. I thought that it made the books more understandable and better. It's like my mom, I don't know if this is the best example, but my mom tried to read the books before she watched the show. And, I could see why it'd be difficult. There's a lot of characters, a ton of characters, and every chapter is a different point of view. So it's kind of hard to... I could see how it'd be hard to get into that.
Right.
But that's my opinion.
Right.
Poop.
Alright, so this is episode 6. 7 comes out tomorrow. We're recording us on Saturday. I probably will get it up today. So, only 4 more episodes left.
Which is crazy.
No breaks. Yeah, it's nuts. The season goes by so quick.
June, 14th is the last episode?
Yep.
That's pretty wild. Seems like that's really soon.
Yeah. And they're not taking a Memorial Day weekend off. They're showing it this time, so...
Isn't Memorial Day weekend normally next week?
Yeah, because it's the last Monday in May. But next Monday, like a week from 2 days from now, is June.
Yeah, it is. So this is like a funky kind of Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah, that's probably why they're showing it. Because I didn't even realize it was Memorial Day until I looked at a calendar.
I didn't either, because I was thinking I was going to go up north, and I was like, I can't do that because of the wedding, because I thought it was next week. Oh, I'm having a red wedding.
Nice.
My parents are. It's going to be a bloodbath.
Nice. Good job. Be sure to pack your armor.
I'm gonna wear boiled leather and ringmail under my tuxedo.
Nice.
My sister's gonna grab my arm and be like, "You bastard," and slap me, and then I'm gonna, oh man.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
It's gonna be great.
Yup.
Yeah.
That's about it, dudes.
Yeah, that's it. So.
Dudettes.
Yeah. Right. Well, we'll cover the next episode sometime next week. It's kind of weird. Our schedules are kind of off.
They are
for a little bit. But we'll always get it done. So for episode 6 of Weston Westeros, I'm Weston.
I'm Adam.
Have a good one.
Thank you, guys.